Are you thinking about decluttering some things? Well, today I'm sharing a list of 100 items that you can declutter that I bet you won't even miss. If you end up enjoying this video, please subscribe to my channel. Now let's get started on that list. I know a lot of us have activities that we no longer do. For me, I had to quit running recently, yet I still have the shoes. So I'm going to part ways with that. If you have an activity that you no longer do, part ways with that kind of equipment. If your cabinet is getting clogged up with too many mugs, glasses, or water bottles, get rid of the ones that you don't use or don't love. How many of these reusable bags do we get? There's only so many that you need, so part ways with all the extras. Now this one here can save you a ton of space, and it's a good one. If you have any pamphlets or brochures for items that you no longer own, part ways with those. Go through your thread, and if you have those funky colors that you thought you were going to use but you never did, declutter those. Do you have one of these mortar and pestles? Do you ever use it? If the answer is no, let it go. As you do your laundry this week, if you notice that something has a stain on it and it's not coming out, declutter it. Another 3 items we can let go of: hats that don't fit us, gloves that we don't like, scarves that have seen better days. If you've been on a decluttering and organizing journey like me, and you're starting to accumulate a bunch of baskets and bins that you can't use anywhere else in your home, declutter those. If you have a lamp that has seen better days, the shade is damaged, for instance, it's all right to let that go too. Also, you can let items go from projects that you thought you were going to do, but you never got to. Utensils are just one of those things that accumulates in our kitchen like no other. So go through all of your utensils, and any that just have one job that they do, or things that you have not reached for in the last month, I think that those are safe bets to get rid of. It's okay to part ways with picture frames. Sometimes the pictures inside of them are just so faded, they don't even look nice anymore. So if you have too many picture frames or you're tired of dusting them, part ways with those too. For me personally, I am getting tired of dusting those picture frames. So I'm going to ask for one of those digital picture frames for Mother's Day this year, so that I can see more pictures than just the couple that I have displayed. You can declutter those items that have already been replaced, such as a toothpaste, mouthwash, toothbrush, razor. Those little bread tubes that you bought back in the day but you just never ever use. And if they're rusted up like this, you should part ways with them anyway. A gift with purchase is not necessary to keep if you're not going to use it. Those little pill containers that you had every intention of using but you never do, those can go. If you regret a purchase, such as this cute little umbrella stand, feel free to part ways with it. Just because you spent money on it does not mean you need to keep it. People just love to give out candles. And if that's not your thing, but you felt guilty about getting rid of them, go ahead and declutter those. Rugs that are damaged or all stained up. Shampoos and conditioners that just did not do the trick for your hair. Used up air fresheners. Shoes that are worn out or just don't fit anymore. If there's coats or jackets that you just didn't reach for this last season, let those go. We all have had hobbies that we loved but we no longer do. So part ways with those kind of items. You just don't need to keep those items from hobbies that you no longer do. It's okay to part ways with those bathroom towels that are all stained up. Leave me a sunshine in the comments if you end up decluttering any of the 100 items that I give you today. Even if we buy a cleaner and it doesn't work out, for some reason we keep those. Today's the day that you need to go through your cabinet and get rid of all of the cleaners that you do not use. You can let go of fridge magnets that you no longer use. These were from when my kids were little and I would put their artwork up on the fridge. But we don't have any more artwork like that, so I'm going to let these go. Blankets are another thing that tend to accumulate. Keep your favorites and declutter the rest. If you've been decluttering and you have a bunch of extra hangers, keep about 10 or 20 extras and let the rest go. I love this fish, and it was my grandma's. And I keep it displayed in my TV cabinet so that I could see it every day and it reminds me of her. But if you have items that are sentimental items that are just stuffed away and maybe even bring you bad memories, go ahead and get rid of those. My daughter recently got a new computer, including a new monitor. So it's okay to let go of her old monitor. At one point, I had 3 or 4 cutting boards. Now I'm down to just 1. Take a look at your cutting board situation, and if you have too many, get rid of the ones that you're not using. Now, I love using my apron, but a lot of people probably have these and they never use them. Those can go. DVDs, CDs, VHS tapes, cassette tapes, and if you're really going back, you might even have 8-track tapes. All of those things probably don't even have a player at this point. So if that's the case, that's such an easy thing to let go of. Make sure you go through your fridge and just see if there's anything that you thought you were going to use, but you haven't and now it's expired. Camera equipment that no longer works or you don't use. Clocks that have stopped working. Empty hand soaps. Food items that you just keep bypassing. Another item that you can part ways with is generic artwork. If you get your pet a new bowl, you can let go of the other one. If you have pets and they have toys that they've either destroyed or they don't play with, part ways with those. Instead of being fun, setting up my Christmas decor started to become a chore, and a lot of that had to do with multiple trees. So if you have more than 1 tree, I highly suggest you pare down to 1. You will be so happy that you did. Go through your spices. If you have any that are expired, part ways with them. All of those boxes you think you might need one day. Small appliances that you no longer use. Used up Swiffers. All those extra freebie pens that you get every time you turn around. Lazy Susans that no longer serve their purpose. I love books, but sometimes we just get too many. Part ways with those books that you have read that you don't intend to read again or that you never liked. Thing that I did recently was go through my Pyrex cabinet and declutter any bowls that didn't have lids or lids without bowls. Make sure that you go through your cabinet, match up your bowls and lids, and if you have any that don't have a partner, you can let those go. Slippers that we bought that don't fit. These in particular, as much as I thought they're so cute, they just don't fit my feet. They're the right size, but my foot just does not slide in and out easily, so I'm parting ways with that. I'm not sure that you're the same as me, but during the pandemic, I became really passionate about plants, and I accumulated way too many. So there has been times where I've parted ways with some to neighbors or friends or family, and they really love them. And I feel good because I have extra space in my house now, and I'm left with the ones that I truly love. For sure, let go of all of those straws that are floating around your drawers. Tapes that barely have anything on the roll anymore. If you no longer throw parties, maybe it's time to part ways with those extra serving pieces that you never use. If you have cats and their cat scratching post is starting to look like this, you've tried to repair it like I did, only to have them do it all over again, it's okay to let that go. You can declutter any of the dishes from sets you no longer own. All of those napkins that you get for free from restaurants. Chip clips that don't clip anymore. All of those little cups that come with every single medicine that you buy. Dull kitchen knives. Plant pots. I had too many of those as well. So last year I just went through them. I kept my very favorite ones or the sizes that I find most useful, and I decluttered the rest. Sometimes we accumulate more than our fair share of throw pillows, and if that's you, feel free to let those extras go. You can let go of those old calendars or even ones that you received that are still good but you just don't use. Used up notebooks. Bikes in your garage that are clogging up space and they never get used. All those puzzles or games that just don't have all the pieces anymore. Blow-up beds that no longer inflate. All those extra yard tools that you never use. Art projects that you loved when you did them, but you just no longer use. At one point, I just had so many pots and pans that I couldn't even grab what I needed out of my cabinet. If that's you, really evaluate the things that you actually use and part ways with the rest. Maybe you have a hook that you used at one point, but it's just kind of lingering. Let that thing go. If you didn't use your holiday decor last year, maybe those items are something you might want to consider getting rid of as well. Printers that no longer work. Plant stands that just don't fit your decor anymore. placemats that you never find yourself using or that are stained up, dishcloths that look like this, cake stands and other serving items that you never ever use. Now that I'm done with my list, was there anything that you'd like to add? I'm always looking for new suggestions, so go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to check back next week because I'm going to take you around my entire house showing you all of my best organizing solutions. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're at it, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel.